Hi there, you little chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl. What's up? So some of you are finally coming out of lockdown and your lives are starting to go back to normal. Huzzah. How exciting. And that means we're going to be going back to church real soon. And with church comes the old greeting time. But things have changed. We can no longer greet each other the same old way because of germs and stuff like that. And we don't want to risk going back in quarantine again. That was rough. Real rough. I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Well, have no fear. Us here at Sunday Cool have put together a couple of post-quarantine greetings. And these greetings will not only make your friends feel reunited, but they'll also make them feel safe. And safety is my number 4 priority. Don't ask me about the other 3. Okay, I'll tell you. Number 3, eat more cantaloupes, stay away from antelopes. Number 2, if you have corduroy, wear it. Number 1, if you have AA batteries, keep them in your pocket, because you'll never know when you need a AA battery. Okay, let's watch these greetings. Hey, how's it going? You doing good? You doing good?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Carl.
How are you today?
Good, you?
Good. Oh, no.
What's happening?
I think we are shutting down.
Oh, no.
I was just beginning to love.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Andy. How's it going? Hey, Andy.
Hey, Carl.
How's it going?
Not bad. Can't complain. I could, but who'd listen?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, me either. Hey, Carl, put it there. Zah.
Sa. Yellow.
And then I said, that's not a toaster, that's my wife.
That's incredibly inappropriate.
It's a joke.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, Carl. Chest bump?
Sure.
You okay? Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Fine.
All right, good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Andy.
What are you doing?
I'm a dinosaur. Ah.
I get that, but like, why?
They ran a mask.
So you bought a dinosaur costume instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
What is up, high school? Hello, internet world. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to High School Live. Glad you guys can hang out with us. Again, this is for 9th through 12th graders. So if you're not a 9th through 12th grader or if you're not a high school ministry leader, get out. I'm just kidding. You can stay. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But that lovely noise you hear in the background are the twins. They are playing around the corner in the hallway with a couple of bouncy balls, I believe. I don't really know. I just put them back there. They're between a couple ottomans, so they're probably fine. So, yeah, they're back there just chilling, doing their own thing. I'm just kidding. Leah's back there, too. So I didn't just leave my children in the hallway. I hope you not think I'm an idiot, like and a terrible father, but they are back there with Leah, but clearly having a great time right now because you all can hear them. So, again, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it. Glad y'all are here. If you don't know me, my name is Logan. I'm the student pastor here at Centerpoint. So, nice to meet you. If I haven't met you yet, yeah, it's good to be here, hanging out with you guys. Also in the chat, you'll know is Micah and Colton. Micah is our student's intern, and Colton is our student worship pastor. So they'll be in the chat, so say what's up to them. If you need anything during this, they can help out and hopefully assist you. But yeah, it's great to see you guys. I'm glad you're here. As you can tell, I haven't shaved in a while. I won't either. Like, I mean, I can go get a haircut now. Like, the places are open. We can go. But I'm just going to let it ride for a little bit, to be honest with you. It's a little chaotic and crazy, but I sort of like it. So that's what I've been doing. They're literally screaming behind me right now. I'm about to have to go back there and jack somebody up, apparently. I don't know what he's screaming about, to be honest with you. But apparently he's having fun. Like, lots and lots of fun. So I'm going to try to keep moving forward here, despite what's happening behind me. But I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what I've been doing here in quarantine over the last 2 months of our lives. Is I had never until a couple weeks ago actually seen one Harry Potter movie or read one of the books, and now I'm in it. Like, I'm in it to win it. Tomorrow night we're actually watching the last Harry Potter movie. I've gone through, 7 of them now? 6 or 7, I don't know, however many there are. We're one away from being done with all the Harry Potters, which is crazy. And I never thought I would say that I love it, but I'm not going to lie. I love it. And now there's video evidence on the internet that I love Harry Potter, and it is what it is. But if we have another child anytime soon, Hagrid is on my top list of names for that baby, or Dumbledore. So we'll see. Maybe I can get Dumbledore the middle name. That'd be sick. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Would love to hear what you guys have been up to. That's why I asked earlier, too, in the chat what you guys have been watching. Because I'm about to have something I need to watch after we're done with Harry Potter. I'm going to have nothing. So give me some tips on what you guys are watching. I'd love to find something good that I haven't seen yet on Netflix. But anyway, I'm going to throw it over to Micah here in just a second. It is time for another one of Micah's Minutes, where we give Micah 60 seconds to talk about whatever he wants, no matter how controversial it is. So without further ado, another episode of Micah's Minute.
What's up, guys? Today on another episode of Micah's Minute, we are going to discuss something that is very, very deep on my heart. If you guys do not know, there's this popular app. It's called TikTok. And you guys probably, if you know me, know my feelings on TikTok. And I have a better name for it. TikToxic. This app, everybody, I'm sorry. I know there's a bunch of hype and everybody's freaking out about all these stupid TikTok dances, the whoa, all this stupid stuff, the Tootsie Slide, all this junk. I don't care. It's dumb. It will never, never ever be better than Vine. You cannot beat Vine. It's a copy. It's a fake. And it's not as good. It's not as good. And that is why I will promise to the day I die, I will never download TikTok. I cannot stand it. And I'm telling you, TikTok is not it. And that is the final verdict on Mike's Minute.
All right, we're back with the monsters. They were being crazy. What the heck was going on with you, dude? You were screaming. You were too, buddy. Leah's back there hiding. I don't think she wants to be on camera, but there's everything. Ollie, we are live on the internet right now, sir. Live. What are you telling them? What are you going to say? You got anything else you want to say? Anything? You want to wave to all the people? Hey, people. All right. You got anything else? Because I'm gonna kick you out again. Because I gotta keep rolling here. You good? You can't touch nothing. I'm sorry. All right, babe. Here you go. Everyone say hi to Leah. Look at that super mom. She got both of them. She's a freaking monster. She's amazing, y'all. Anyway, so they were literally. I came around the corner a minute ago to pick him up, and he was standing. There's an ottoman in the hallway blocking him, so he can't come back in here. And Ollie is sitting there standing, just jumping and screaming, just because he thinks it's funny. So that's my world and my life right now. A couple things as we're coming back from this break, I have to say, because I'm reading the comments now. Jill, to answer your question, I am Gryffindor, clearly. Duh. So there's that. These are some great movie choices on here as well. I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's a good one. I've seen one or two Lord of the Rings, but not all of them. I do need to go through the entire thing. So that's probably going to be on my list as well. Maze Runner, I've heard is good. Hunger Games, I've seen them, love them. Marvel movies, obviously. That's probably my favorite set of movies of all time. Star Trek, haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's really good. Yeah, so the TikTok video with Micah. Here's my thing with TikTok. I did not like it at first. I thought it was stupid. And as I've said to even you guys before, I believe, on chaos is still happening back there. As I've said to you guys on stage before too, I think TikTok has got a lot of people who are just thirsty for attention on it, and that's crazy. And there's a whole sermon we can unpack in that. We're not going to, but we could. But the more and more I've seen TikTok and gotten to use it, the more and more I like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like once my For You page kind of ended up with my interest on it, so things like cooking and video games and sports, I was like, yo, this is actually kind of dope. There's some good stuff on here, some really funny content. So I don't hate TikTok, but I do think there's still a lot of people thirsty for attention on it. And if you have a TikTok and you post videos just to get attention, check yourself. That's just for free. Sorry. But I don't hate TikTok anymore. I did, but I don't hate it now. So I'm sorry. You might hate TikTok, and if you do, that's fine. You can disagree with me. I don't care. Hey, we're going to play a game. We played this game with our middle schoolers a couple weeks ago. It's called Pay Less or Pay More. It was Mother's Day last week. So what we're going to do is this game is going to put a shoe on the screen, a woman's shoe, and you guys have to tell me if it is higher or lower than, I believe it's $50. Yes, you have to tell me if the shoe is sold for more or less than $50. This game is surprisingly more difficult than I thought. It also let me know how very little I know about women's shoes. So if you're a girl or a woman, you are hopefully going to do pretty well at this game. Fellas, good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. So here we go. This is how this game works. Just type it out in the chat if you think it's less or more than $50. So here, the first one, we have looks like a low-top Converse, looked like it was cut out of a pair of blue jeans with a heart on it. Is that $50 more or less? More or less, $50 more or less. I would love to see what you guys think here in the chat. Again, there's a little bit of a delay for me, so it's going to be a little bit behind, but more or less than $50. Let's see. I'm going to say, I guess I already played this game, so I'm not going to cheat, but I think I said less the first time, and it is less. $44.97. Solid deal. Not bad. That's a good deal for a pair of Converses. I can get behind that. That's solid. We got some people that got that right. I see it. The answer's coming in here. We're going to keep on rolling here. So this right here is looks like a rain boot, I would say. A green rain boot, which is like it's a nice. It looks like a nice piece of rubber. More or less than $50. Pay more or pay less than $50. I remember this one now, and I remember this one. It was crazy because it's $110. Y'all, that's nuts. A pair of boots, a rain boot. So, more. I had no clue. Fellas, I'm interested to see what you guys are putting on this one. A lot of you are saying more. Wow, I did not realize I mean, I'm just cheap, I guess, to be honest with you. Like, I just thought they would be less than $50, but you guys are all right, apparently. I don't think anyone's gotten this one wrong yet. So, congratulations, well done. Moving on to the next one. Nice, fresh pair of Adidas. More or less than $50. I will say this, they look like they're basic Adidas. I don't think they're anything too crazy. They look nice, though. They're clean shoe. I would wear them, be honest with you. Like, they might be mom shoes and they might be pink, but I would still wear them. I'm not opposed to that. But more or less than $50 is the question here. More or less. The answer is less. They are less than $50. $39.99. $39.99. So there you go. A couple people got that one right as well. Less. All right, here we go. Moving right along. We have a pair of Sperry's. I'm not going to lie. I think I own this exact pair. Like the color and everything. I don't know if this is a specific women's fit shoe, but I'm pretty sure I own these shoes as well. Less or more than $50. Less or more than $50. Let's see what we got here. Less or more than $50. The answer is $49.99 less. Now with tax, I don't know if this is with or without tax, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go based on this and assume that is with tax. But it may not be with tax. I really don't know. If it is without tax, then it's pay more. But the answer here is less, so less is the correct one. All right. Question number 5 here. We have a sandal that has a nice little, looks like a little bow. It looks like someone tied shoes, but they're not, like, there's no laces, which is weird. But this thing has straps on it with pointy, like, spike diamonds. I'm just going to call them spike diamonds. I don't think that's probably the right word, but it sounds good to me. So, the sandals with the spike diamonds, more or less than $50. More or less than $50. Which I remember when I first saw these, I was like, these cannot be more than $50 because there's just not a lot of material there. Unless the spike diamonds are like real diamonds, apparently, and then it would be more. But the answer, surprisingly, is more by a lot. $345, people. Spike diamonds, $345. I don't get it. Like, this is wild. That is a lot of money. The boys are going crazy too because they think so as well. Those are nuts. At least they're laughing, y'all. It's so cute in here. I can't even handle it. All right, next one. We got a pair of Toms. $50 for a pair of Toms. More or less. I've never bought Toms, but I know a lot of people have them, so I expect a lot of you to know this answer. More or less than $50. Crazy's back there. The answer is more. $54.95. $54.95. All right, here we go. We got a couple more left. We're going to keep rolling. These are just some pink shoes with what looks to be some leopard skin on the inside. If that is real leopard skin, I'm going to say it's more than $50. But I don't know. I really don't know if that's real leopard skin. That's probably fake. So what do you think the answer is? It is less. $4.99. What a deal, guys. This right here, fellas, for your girlfriend, for your wife, great investment. Get like 10 of these things. Like, that's a solid deal right there. I'm just saying, get a bunch of these things. They got extras of them. They lose one. Doesn't matter. Get multiple colors. You should do that. $4.99. What a stinking deal. I mean, goodness. What a deal. What a deal indeed. All right, here we go. Next one. All right, now these, I don't know what these are. They look like the female version of Clarks, which Clarks they're pretty nice shoes. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Clarks are nice. But these got a little heel on them. I I don't know. I think the first time I saw this, I don't know what I said. But let's see what you guys think. You think it's more or less than $50 for the female version of the Clarks with heels? The answer is less, $22.99. $22.99 is the answer to this one. Surprising. That's a great deal for those shoes, I feel like. That's solid. I mean, I'd be about them if I was a woman. Here we go. Carrying on. All right. These are very simple shoes. They are yellow flats made by, looks like Rothy's. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. So, yeah. More or less than $50. I have no clue. But I remember how infuriating this was last time I clicked on it. Because it's $145. Y'all, there's not even... You could take $145 in cash. Like, that's crazy. There's not even a lot of fabric on that. Like, $145. I don't get it, man. That's crazy. So crazy. All right, last one. Here we go. We got some very high heels. They're red. This is like Cinderella's slipper, except it's not glass. And they're red. And they got more spike diamonds on them, it looks like. It looks like a little bridge of spike diamonds to cover the top part of your foot. $50, more or less. And here's what I've learned. We know spike diamonds apparently cost more. So I'm going to say more. Now, of course, I had the answer, so I knew that was right. But it is $76.30 more. That's crazy, y'all. Like, crazy. I learned a lot when I played this game for the first time. Women's shoes are expensive. Well, not all of them. Some of them are. But, dude, honestly, guys, we got some expensive shoes, too. Like, the most I've ever spent on... I don't know what the most is I've ever spent on, like, a pair of shoes. But, like, my Ultra Boosts are probably the nicest shoes I've ever owned. Now, I got those on serious clearance on Black Friday at the outlet. So, they only cost me, like, I think $85 in store. But I think like $190 or something like normal. But that's crazy. I would love... to know more about this whole women's shoe industry, because this is wild to me. Like, this is eye-opening. And I'd love to know more about the spike diamonds, to be honest with you. Like, that junk is crazy. Anyway, that was a fascinating game for me. Like I said, I had, when I played the first time, I had no clue on most of those things. I really didn't. The Adidas ones I kind of had an idea of, but other than that, I had... absolutely no clue. How many of you guys, I'm curious how many did you get right in that? If you can put it in there on the chat, I would love to know who got the most right. I was very curious to know. Yeah, Zach, serious clearance, you're right, still can almost cost $100. That is nuts. Suzanne and Jill, I'm glad you guys like the spike diamonds. That's the only thing I knew. Like, I didn't know what to call them. I had no clue. Spike diamonds. Makes sense. Studs. No. They're not called studs. They're spike diamonds. We're going to keep that. We're going to make that a thing. Henceforth, they shall be known as spike diamonds, not studs. Studs are things that you find in the wall that you can hang photos on. That's about it. Or my children. Both studs. Either one. So spike diamonds is where we're at. All right, hey. As we move right along, today is going to be a little bit different of a day. This is our last small group gathering, which is crazy to me that the school year has already come to an end. This is obviously not how I envisioned our last small group ever happening via my webcam in the living room of my house. But here we are. So like I said, today's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to sit here and teach to you for a few minutes. We're not in the middle of a series or anything like that. What we really wanted to do today is just kind of look back on this past year, which for some of you has now This year has ended definitely with a bit of a black eye, I would say, because it probably did not end how you thought it would, with the whole coronavirus thing. And so this year has been an interesting one, to say the least. But what I would say about that is I still think, even in the last few months, as wild as it's been, this whole year, when I think back on this school year, has been a really great school year. I have a lot of great memories from the year, and I think God has been teaching me a lot of things through it. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to throw a couple videos up for you guys. The first one you're going to see in just a second is me, Colton, and Micah just kind of sharing with you some of our favorite moments and favorite memories of this past year. And so as we're doing that, if you want to type out some of your favorite moments or memories in the chat, I would love for you guys to share that with us. And I'll come back and kind of comment, and we can talk about a few of those. I would love to hear some of your favorite moments that you had throughout the year, and maybe something that we say will trigger something in your mind. You're like, oh, dude, that was so fun. So yeah, when this video is going, I would love for you to type in that chat some of your favorite memories, moments from CP students over this last year, and let me know about it. So I'm going to go ahead and send it over to that video, and then I'm going to come back and set us up for where we're headed next. So you guys check this out.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to take some time and just share with you guys some of my favorite memories from this past year with you all. And I don't know about you all, but one of my favorite memories throughout this past year was Big Stuff. And probably that's the same for a lot of you guys. Big Stuff was so much fun. I loved every single minute of it, but one of my specific favorite memories of Big Stuff was simply just getting to have fun, be on the beach with you all, getting to go swimming. I remember playing chicken with you guys in the ocean. Shout out Undefeated, we never lost, but it was so much fun. And also just being in that auditorium, just looking around and seeing thousands of high schoolers just sitting there worshiping God, our Father, and being together as one. That was so cool. That was such an amazing time, and I loved every single minute of it. And probably the same for you all. That was literally one of my favorite memories.
I had so many incredible memories this past year, and I'm going to highlight on two of those. One of them being, you probably know what I'm going to say, the worship night. Oh my gosh, it was so incredible to just look out and see a sea of believers lifting their hands in declaration to who God is. Actually, today I went back and watched some of it. I had just such a great time. Kind of taking a trip down memory lane where we could actually get together and worship together, and oh my gosh, it was so special to me. I will cherish that for as long as I live. Like, I have pictures of it that I go back and see, and it was just so much fun to see how God moved that night. And when Logan talked about the difference between big church and little church, and really how there isn't a difference, that it's just one group of people collected worshiping God. It was so awesome, and it was incredible, and I had such a good time, and I hope that you did too.
Another one of my favorite memories from this past year is might not be as big a one, but the Super Bowl party. And that, even though the Super Bowl, it was a pretty good Super Bowl, but one of my favorite memories from the Super Bowl, all the canes. I don't know if you guys remember. I ate so much chicken that night. I think it was like 13 tenders, but it was a great time. We had so much fun. We just got to hang out, pull the couches out, sit back, watch the stupid commercials that weren't even that amazing that year. But it was so much fun. We had a little betting thing on who would be the halftime performance and what the score would be at halftime and all that, and who would be the winner. And hey, Rebecca Wells, congratulations on that. I remember you killed that, so that was pretty awesome. But just those slight little memories that we had this past year, whether it was a big thing like Big Stuff or just a little cool Super Bowl party that we got to have, I loved them, and I thought those were just super cool to be able to have with you guys. And those things are, what stuck out, but maybe really just think you guys, and I'm gonna think about those for the rest of my life. Just that's how special we had in those times that we had together.
One of my favorite moments from this past year in CP students has probably been, let's see, I loved the Super Bowl party. That was an awesome night. Just all of us hanging out together, watching the game. It was a great game, but honestly, I had more fun just hanging out with you guys, seeing y'all, eating some canes. We had tons of food, some delicious chicken wings. We had way more food than we needed, which, for me is a great thing. I love that. I love food. So that was a fun night. I also, in that same night, loved playing Gang Beasts with some of you guys. We played some video games, had a good time. That was a lot of fun too. So yeah, Super Bowl party for me was a ton of fun. I loved it, and easily one of my favorite moments of this year.
Another one of my favorite memories, and we've actually had two of these events since I've been at Centerpoint, and it is fall weekend. We go off to a camp. The first time it was freezing cold. The second time it really wasn't too bad weather-wise, but we get to seclude from our regular life, right? We get to still be with our small group and our friends, but we leave our parents at home, and we go to this place kind of in the middle of nowhere, and we walk into a room that is basically and solely just a place to worship God. We heard from Stuart Hall. He's a phenomenal speaker. The worship team, I think, was pretty good. We played so many fun games. The food is great, and man, I just had so much time, one, hanging out with you guys and getting able to just worship with you and to sing with you. I loved what we did the last night of camp, how we kind of had stations on each wall, and how we saw people going to the prayer station and writing some really personal stuff, and we had all your schools on another wall that you were going and you were writing prayers for your schools. That was so encouraging, just to kind of go back and read those things and see what you had to say and what your prayer requests were, and then just at the end worshiping together. It was a huge party, and oh my gosh, fall weekend is the best.
Another one of my favorite moments this year had to be our CPSM worship night, which was awesome. We released an album. I mean, how cool is that? Like, that was so much fun. Just to be a part of that whole experience was amazing. Getting to know all the guys in the band, and just getting to talk to them, and like I said, getting to put together this album, and just even to be a small part of that was such a blast. And then that worship night, that night being there with you guys, looking out into the audience and seeing our entire church congregation come together to worship was amazing. But more importantly for me, it was seeing you guys down front leading the way. Like, that to me showed so much about who you guys are and how much of leaders you already are. Not leaders that you're going to be, but the leaders that you currently are. And so I loved that. It was an incredible night. Definitely one of my favorite nights of this past year, but honestly probably one of my favorite nights of my life. So those for me are probably two of my favorite memories from this year. And yeah, you heard from the boys as well, some of theirs. And so those are a couple of our favorite memories this year. We would love to hear from you and hear what some of your favorite memories are as well. So there you have it. Those are a couple of our favorite memories. You guys were talking in the chat during that video, and I love it. There's some really, really good stuff you guys brought up. The class 2022 does a Friendsgiving, which is great. Gabby talked about how she loved doing the big swing at fall weekend with Allie. That's awesome too. I love that as well. Fall weekend was in there talking about the silent disco. That night was quality. It was really, really good. A lot of fun there. So yeah, there was a ton of good memories made from this year, even though I know this year ended kind of on a sour note, kind of weird. I don't want you to think or feel like this was a lost year. I think and hope it was a really, really great year for you guys. I know it was for me as well. And so in a couple minutes, I'm going to show another video of you guys from me, Micah, and Colton, just talking about what we've learned over the last year and some things that God has been teaching us. And so that's kind of where we're headed next. And so I'd love you to start kind of thinking about that and processing maybe what God has been teaching you this year. But before we do that, I wanted to give us a little bit of a chance to do some worship. And Colton doesn't have anything for us right now, no new videos or anything. But we're working on getting some new worship videos out to you guys soon here, and we're gonna try to get those done as soon as we can. But right now, in the meantime, we have our friends Carrie Job and Cody Carnes, who are going to lead us in a little bit of stuff. So for the next couple minutes, I would just say, hey, focus in on this. Prepare your hearts to worship, and focus on Jesus for the next few minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll keep on rolling. So you guys, check it out.
Hey friends, it's Cody and Carrie, and we are so excited to be with you in your church today. And I know we're in a crazy time right now where we're all having to isolate and be in our homes. But what I think is amazing is that the church is alive and well.
That's right.
And Jesus is alive, and nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us. And thank God for technology that we can come together and worship together
right.
in our homes even, which I think is a beautiful thing, that we're meeting with God in our homes all around the world. And so we're just excited to be a part and worship with you today. And, you know, there's been so many scriptures that we've really been clinging to in this time. And one specifically for me is Romans 8, just talking about nothing can separate us from the love of God. And in a time like this, I'm so thankful that you can take so many things away from us, but you can't take away the presence of God, the love of God that fills our homes, that fills our hearts, that leads us, that guides us. And so Romans 8 says this: can anything ever separate us from Christ's love? Does it mean he no longer loves us if we have trouble or calamity, or are persecuted, or hungry, or destitute, or in danger, or threatened with death? No. Despite all these things, overwhelming victory is ours through Christ who loved us.
Amen.
And I am convinced that nothing can ever separate us from God's love. Neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither our fears for today nor our worries about tomorrow, not even the powers of hell can separate us from God's love. That is a good promise that we can cling to today. Jesus is alive, the church is alive and well, and so let's worship Jesus together. I invite you right where you are in your home just to stand up and let's just sing and worship Jesus together today.
Yes, amen.
King has run to you to feel.
We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. The Lamb is overcome. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. The Lamb is overcome. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah.
Man, I love that song. That is one of my favorite worship songs, honestly, of all time. And I could sing it over and over and over again. So I hope that was a good time for you guys, just to focus on Jesus for a little bit and worship Him. I know I really, really enjoyed it. So, hey, as I mentioned earlier, Micah, Colton, and I recorded a video earlier this week, just sharing with you guys some things that we've been learning over the last year, things that God has taught us. And so, as we're kind of explaining that to you guys, I would love for you to think about it as well, too, because that's what you're going to talk about tonight in small groups. So, without further ado, check it out.
So, there's something that I've been wanting to share with you guys, and as we're talking about what this one big thing that we've been, that's been on our heart, that God has been showing through us and moving through us over this past year, I wanted to share that with you guys. And this one big thing for me, whether you guys know it or not, I used to go to Cincinnati Christian University. Keyword there, used to. Yes, RIP to CCU. Cincinnati Christian University was the college that I attended while I was interning here, and it was in October. I think it was October 28th to be exact. And that was the day that a lot of things turned upside down. There was a lot of confusion, to be honest. I didn't really want to admit it, but a lot of fear and anxiety in that news that I heard and that I found out that our school would be closing down. And it was kind of just out of nowhere. It kind of all hit me and my friends, everybody, just like that. And we all didn't really know what to do, what was next. We didn't have any school to go to, we didn't know where we would live. And for me, I know one of my biggest fears was, would I still be able to, be at the church, be able to intern with you all, and be able to still be with you guys week in and week out. And it was a scary time. And I wasn't really sure what was next. I didn't know what was next for my life, because at the time, that was everything for me. And this just happened a couple months ago, last October. And so over the next month or two, still finishing up that semester of school, and just trying to figure out what is next in my life. Praying and asking God a lot, talking to God constantly, just being like, God, what is next? What's the next chapter in my life? What is that next door that's gonna be open? And trying to trust in Him. And I'm gonna be honest, it was not easy. It was not easy to trust in Him. It was scary. I, at some points, doubted, and I was like, I don't know what's next. But the biggest thing that God has shown me in this past year is what I'm about to say next, and that is that God always provides, no matter what. If you're patient and you trust in Him, He provides. He always does. And I'll admit, I was at the darkest times, I did not feel like He would provide for me, and I did not know how there would be a positive situation out of this. But where I am now, looking back, I might honestly say that I'm in a better situation than I ever was. I'm still able to intern at the church. I'm still able to be with you guys. I'm living in a host into the church. I'm going to school that's actually saving me money, and I'm still going to get my degree. And literally somehow every single part of my life has gotten better through a terrible time. And that is the power of God. And that is what my biggest thing is this past year, is that God always provides no matter what, as long as we are faithful and we stay faithful to Him.
Wow, so this past year has been a roller coaster, a whirlwind for me. Some of you know I had a baby. His name is Canyon. He is awesome, and through having him, I think God has, one, taught me how to be a father, right? It's my first time being a dad. I don't know how to do it necessarily or what to do, but not only is He teaching me how to be a father, but He's really, through my son, teaching me how to be a son and how to really just surrender my life to Him, and I don't have to do much to please Him. Like when I'm holding my son Canyon and he smiles or he laughs, I get so fulfilled with that, and that made me think about my relationship with Jesus and the relationship that I have with God. And it's that I don't have to put on the best show or put on a mask or whatever to make Him happy. I just have to be a son, and I have to walk in the promise that He has for me, and everything that He says is true about me. And once I believe that, that is really what delights His heart. And that's just what I've learned. It's learning how to be a father and how to be a son. As my son.
It's good.
described.
What has God been teaching me this year? Oh man, that is a long list, but I don't have that much time, so I'm not gonna give you the entire list. God has been teaching me a ton, though. I mean, the first thing, obviously, like kind of you heard Colton say, I also had kids this year, 2 this time. Not he had 1, I had 2. That was just kind of random. But you know, being a dad has been a huge part of kind of what God has taught me. I've had to learn a lot about patience, because I'm not a very patient person, to be honest with you. And babies do things that you're like, why are they doing this? Like, they're just not very smart. And the reason is because they're babies. And so I've had to learn to be really, really patient with my guys, because like I said, they do things all the time where I'm like, dude, this is on you. Like, this is your fault. Why are you doing this? You should know not to repeat yourself and do that again. But they're just babies. They don't understand that yet. So for me, it's hard to kind of be patient with them. And I think that's something God has been kind of pressing in on my heart lately, is just to slow down, be patient, relax, and that, you know, ultimately He's got everything. He's got it all under control. And that my job is to listen to God and to listen to do what He says and try to follow Him as best as I can. And so I think a big part of it's for me, because that's something I've always struggled with. And so learning to be a little bit more patient has been a big deal, a big part of my life this year and what I've been learning. I think another thing that God's been teaching me this year is just reminding me to love people kind of relentlessly. Like, no matter what, no matter the situation, the circumstance, who they are, where they've been, what they've done, is just to love people. It's so easy for us to get caught up in this idea of being all about ourselves. Look at ourselves and think that we're the most important thing in the world. And so for me, it's been God taking my eyes off of myself and focusing it on other people. And just reminding me to go and love them and love people as good as I possibly can. And I think that's a big deal for me. And I think that's been a huge part of my life over the last year as well too, is just learning to love people, even when that's difficult, even when that's not convenient for me, even when it's frustrating. It's getting to the place where I can say, hey, look, you are loved by God, but you're also loved by me. And I need you to know that I'm here for you, and I want to, walk with you through life or help you or whatever it is you need, or if you don't need anything, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just want you to know that you're loved. And so for me, that's been something God has also been teaching me this year that I think is super important. Hey, so those are a couple things that the three of us have been learning over the last year. God has been teaching us obviously a lot, and we are just excited for what is to come next year. And I hope that as you guys head out to small groups here in a couple minutes, that you guys talk about this. This will be the last time you guys get to really meet officially in small groups for the school year. And so I hope you talk about what it is you've been learning over this last year or so, what God has been teaching you. And I don't want you to feel like that has to have come from me, or has to have come from Colton or from Micah. God may be teaching you something completely different that has happened throughout your life over the last year, or maybe it's something He's just now putting on your heart tonight that you're learning for the first time or thinking about. And so I would just encourage you guys, as you go off to small groups, be open, be honest, be vulnerable. Let's talk about it. What God has been teaching you over the last year, and discuss it amongst yourselves, because I think there's a lot that we can learn and take away from this conversation. So, hey, thanks so much. We love you guys. I'm going to throw it back over to me, I guess to myself, and I'm going to wrap it up for you here, and then we're going to go off to small groups. So, Logan, back to you. Cool. Well, thanks, Logan, for sending it back to me. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. You look great. Your beard game is really strong. So, yeah. There you have it. That is what we have been learning this year, and I hope you guys have been learning a lot as well, and that God has been teaching you something. And that's what we're going to talk about as you go off to small groups here a little bit tonight. Maybe start with your favorite memories, some great moments of the year, and then transition into what God has been teaching you, and just unpack that with your small group. That's kind of where we want to land the plane tonight for the wrap up on small groups. So that's about it. Hey, I have like 3 things for you, and then we're done, and you're going to go off to small groups. Number 1 is this, seniors, class of 2020. 1, you need to know how incredibly loved you are by me, by your leaders. Obviously, you know that. But by the student ministry in general. Obviously, I hated to see this end the way it has this school year. It's not been fun. We've had to obviously postpone things and cancel things that we didn't want to, but that's just kind of the way it is. But seniors, we're not done with you yet. I hope you don't, I don't want you to just be like, all right, well, we're out, see ya. You are more than welcome to hang out with us all summer long with any of our summer events that we do. Most of them will be online, but you're more than welcome to hang out and be a part of those. I would love for you to be a part of those. And then obviously, right now, we're tentatively scheduled to do a senior night in person on Saturday, August 1st. Hopefully that will happen. If it doesn't for some reason and we can't, get everyone together and meet in person, we will do some kind of senior celebration online. We'll open that up to everybody. But that's the plan right now. So hopefully seniors, we will be able to do that as well together in August. That would be great. I also want to tell you guys in general, this for all of you, not just seniors, but all of you, make sure you thank your small group leaders, because they're awesome people. They're incredible. I'm so happy that they're here. Shout out to Adam Chambers, who is in the chat as well. Adam is stepping away. His family is moving away to Tennessee. So make sure you guys show Adam some love. He has been an awesome leader, and we're going to miss him and his whole family being around the church. But be praying for them as they make a transition out to Tennessee, which is awesome. So, Adam, we love you, man. Hey, one more thing I want to let you guys know about that you may have seen this week on Instagram. Unfortunately, we did have to cancel our trip to Big Stuff, which is a major bummer. I know that is going to be disappointing for a lot of you guys. It's disappointing for me because obviously I look forward to Big Stuff every single year. I didn't get to go last year because the boys are getting ready to be born in August, and so I have missed out on Big Stuff now 2 years in a row. So my heart is like really yearning to be back there, and I hated the fact that we had to make that decision to cancel. But to be honest with you, I did not want to risk any of your safety or my safety or the leader's safety. I didn't want to risk any of that stuff. So we decided to cancel Big Stuff this year and not go, and that is a bummer. But the cool part about that is right now I'm actually in talks to potentially host an online camp for you. And again, I know you're like, online camp, great, it sounds lame, whatever. It won't be lame. It will be pretty cool. It won't take up all day long. You don't have to go anywhere. you can have a camp experience right in your house. And so hopefully that will happen, and it'll be really, really cool. Details to come on that soon, and I'll let you know as soon as we have them. The last and final thing I want to say is this. We are actually, this summer, we usually just kind of stop meeting in small groups, and we do Bibles and burgers throughout the summer, and then meet back up once school year starts. This year, it's going to be a little different, obviously, with, the whole pandemic thing. So that's not going to happen. Instead, this year, we have decided to combine middle school and high school into one service hour on Sunday morning. So starting next week, we are moving. CP Students is moving to 11:30 a.m. on our YouTube channel. And so that will be both for high school and middle school together. Now, here's the thing I want you to know. You're like, oh, great, we meet with the middle schoolers. But think about it this way. Like, yes, at the same time, you're meeting as they are, but you're not in the same room as middle schoolers. So it's half the immaturity and half the smell that's just not even there anymore, that you don't even realize is there. So you're welcome, high schoolers. You don't have to sit in the same room as a middle schooler. So obviously things are a little bit weird, but we wanted to have something for you guys every single week that you could still say, hey, like I want to be spiritually fed this week. I want to be able to go to church and be part of my youth group, and we did not want to let that go. So we decided to do something every single week for you guys. And so that's what's going to happen, 11:30 on Sunday mornings. We would love for you to join us on our YouTube page. It'll be high school, middle school together. It will not be small groups. It will look somewhat like this, but a little bit different. We'll still do some games and teaching. There will be more worship. There'll probably be some more fun, interactive videos. But it will look a little bit different than this. But that is going to start next Sunday at 11:30 a.m. And so I would love for you guys to join us. And you can sleep in, like 11:30. That's not asking you, like you can play video games like Micah will probably do until 3 or 4 a.m. and then wake up at like 11:15, roll out of bed, flip your computer or your phone on, and then join us for CP Students at 11:30. So we would love for you guys to do that. Hey, that's it. I love you guys so much. Y'all go to small groups. Have a great night. We will see you next week. Seniors, class of 2020, you guys are the best. Thank you for being such a great part of CP Students, CPSM. We love you forever. That's it. Peace. You guys have a great night, and we will see you later.